everybody, guys, get out there, get your voices out there, speak natural law as you know it. It is worthwhile. Mark, any determination on these psychopaths? What's driving the psychopath?
Well, like I was saying, they want everybody to be as miserable as they are. You know, there's a great Carlos Castaneda quote, regardless of what anyone thinks of Castaneda, you know, because he put out allegories as kind of like, you know, real life stories. But I personally really like his work, and I think it's the underlying philosophical messages in the work that are important, not what the actual condition was. This is where people always get hung up. You know, you know, was he really there with this guy? Was he a real guy? Is he making it up? Folks, he's putting the philosophical understanding into an allegorical work of fiction, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay? You could get all on his case because he may have passed it off as an actual series of events, but, you know, whatever. Does the work stand on its own for the value it's trying to teach people? And I feel that it does. And he talks about the predator mindset, the Don Juan character talks about. Maybe I'll try to find that during one of the breaks and read it to people, because it's all about the condition of psychopathy and how these controllers try to propagate it.
I have two brief questions.
Sure.
The first question is, so these people with this occulted knowledge, they understand natural law and they understand how it works.
Right.
And if that's the case, why would they try to do such great evil to humanity, knowing that they're going to get a spiritual kick in the butt at some later time?
I have answered this question before on previous What on Earth is Happening podcasts, but it is very important. Okay, the answer is they are not the ones doing the evil. Ultimately, the ones who are really controlling the dynamic are issuing the orders to other individuals to carry them out by following their orders. The order followers are the ones who are doing this with their behavior, with their actions to the people of humanity. They are the ones who actually accomplish the task. So that is the answer. How do they think that they are going to escape from the brunt of the karmic consequences of natural law? Because they're not the ones actually performing the actions. Order followers are, namely the police and the military. The people who are going to take upon their life force, upon their soul, the deepest karmic consequence when it comes to natural law consequences are the people who actually do the violent actions that they have no right to perform against other individuals. And those individuals throughout history have been the dupes, the pawns, the dogs of these individuals who do understand how this works. And that is how they are insulating themselves from those consequences, because they're not the ones doing them. All they're doing is moving their lips. They're writing things down on paper, typing at a keyboard, moving their lips. What are they actually physically doing? Has anybody been hardcore assaulted by David Rockefeller or, Jacob the Rothschild recently? They wielded any M4 rifles at anybody's head of late? I don't see that happening. And I'm not making excuse for their level of evil. Please don't see it as such. I'm just answering, if they understand how natural law operates, how are they insulating themselves against the negative effects of it? By continuing to propagate evil. It's because they're not actually taking the actions. Other people take the actions, and then the consequences get brought down upon those individuals for the most part. It's not to say that there aren't going to be any consequences for the kind of false ideas that they've propagated. There are consequences for them. They've chosen those less severe consequences, because I've told people this before. Ladies and gentlemen, listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. Okay? If I had to choose, if someone, let's say the creator of the universe somehow manifested itself and said, you must choose, and you have no choice in the matter, you must choose between these two eventualities. You will go into the body or into the place of one of the psychopathic world controllers who has actually tried to wield influence in this world and convince other people to do their bidding, okay? Or you must go into the body or into the place of one of the people who followed their orders and actually committed those wrongdoings without asking the question, is this something that I should be doing because it's morally right and I have a right to do it? In a heartbeat, I'd take the situation where I would go into the body or in the place of the world controller. In a heartbeat, without even thinking about it for a second. Because the brunt of the karmic consequence is always going to be the strongest, the deepest, the darkest for the individual who carries out the action. And no one wants to hear that spoken. No one, you want to talk about one of the most painful things there ever is to hear. It's what I just laid out right there, folks. Well, that's why they call it a police state. They don't call it a banker state, folks. They don't call it a politician state, nor is it called a lawyer state or a judge state, okay? Or a corporation state. It's called a police state, a totalitarian closed society. For a reason. It's called that because those are the people who ultimately make it happen, who ultimately create that actuality playing out in life experience. Without those people taking those actions, that actuality cannot form, cannot manifest in reality. Get it through your heads, ladies and gentlemen. That's how the laws of karmic consequence work. And these controllers know it. And they've done a masterful job of getting other people to do their dirty work for them. And they continue to do it. They continue to just absolutely lick the rear end of these lunatic psychopaths. We were talking to Alex in New Hampshire before the break. He asked the question about, if the controllers of this world understand natural law and know that it's in effect, why do they try to break it and disobey it? And my answer was, they really don't. They get people to do that dirty work for them. And just as one addendum to what I said before the break, I just want to make this statement on the air in no uncertain terms, very equivocally. The most evil people in this world are not the people who issue the commands. The most evil people in this world are those who follow them. Order followers are the depths of evil, ladies and gentlemen. Get as offended as you like, scream and bang on the walls, cry in your milk. I don't care what you think of that statement. It's the truth. I'm not here to blow smoke up your rear end. I'm not here to make you feel good about the truth. The truth is ugly. I'm not here to win a popularity contest or have you like me. It's not why I do this. Believe me, if I just wanted to be liked, I'd be telling people what they wanted to hear all day long. The most evil people in this world are people who follow other people's orders. I don't care if those orders are high-minded with the best of intentions and even possibly in alignment with morality. It wouldn't even matter if they were if the orders were in alignment with morality. To just blindly follow is still an evil act because you are giving up the gift of the Creator, free will. Free will to choose for yourself right action over wrong action once you clearly understand the difference. There is no conscience in following any order. Any order, no matter how well-intentioned. Conscience does not exist within that being, because conscience is the knowledge of the definitive difference between objective moral behavior and objective immoral behavior. The objective difference between those two modalities of behavior. And as long as somebody is following orders, they're not exercising their conscience, by definition. It's a hodgepodge. Again, it's a hierarchy. A hierarchy that's built upon order following, built upon doing things that you are asked without question because you will receive favors in return, protecting your brothers in the network, your compatriots within the network, and it's a spider's web of interconnectivity. That's what we have to understand, that it's no one particular group. It is a group of psychopathic entities that have all come together. They've all said, we can't accomplish this dark work on our own. We have to come together and say, we're going to work together toward this end goal, toward this end game. You know, and that's what they do. They're very effective at putting their minds together. They call it in the dark occult a mastermind. Literally, this is their name for this construct. Okay? See, when we consider the term mastermind, people think one person and they're the big planner and everybody else follows them. That's not what a mastermind is in the dark occult world. A mastermind is a group of individuals that are focused intently on the same work. They come together, they form one large mind, okay? All focused on that end goal, that end game. And they will let nothing deter them from their path. They're unified in how they think, in the methodologies they're going to use to accomplish that goal. They're unified in their dark form of care. It isn't empathic care, but it's focused intent. It's saying, I care about getting this done so much. This is what I want more than anything else. More than anything else in life. And that's a form of care. I call it dark care because it's not really empathic care. It's not emotion-based care. It's just I care so much about getting this done. I'm going to make it my ultimate goal. And I'm going to focus all my energy on it, no matter what it takes. So they have that as well. So they have the intellect, they have care in the form of dark care, and they have the will to act. And they're unified on those fronts. So the universe is going to respect entities like that, even if they're dark and evil. Because if they're unified and their thoughts, emotions, and actions are working on the same page toward the same goal, on a focused effort, then the universe is going to grant them what they want, even if it's something that's bad for other people. And people can't comprehend that. They get angry at me for saying that. How could you say the universe is going to give them what they want? Easy. Because they're unified and we're not. The universe respects unity consciousness, even if that unity consciousness happens to be dark unity consciousness. It's going to respect unity over divisiveness. And that's why they're on the same page. They're working as a tight-knit unit for the same goals. We're all over the place. The side of freedom and good and order is all over the place, scattered to the four winds of the earth, can't get together over the basics, which is natural law.
We're gonna spread happiness. We're gonna spread freedom. Obama's gonna change it. Obama's gonna lead them. We're gonna change it.
Yes, we can.
And rearrange it. We're gonna change the world. We're gonna change it and rearrange it.
I'm a Christian.
My Muslim faith.
We're gonna change the world.
Obama is a radical communist. He's going to destroy this country, and we're either going to stop him or the United States of America is going to cease to exist. The man is an abomination. So I'm not even sure he's president of the United States. No, that's not a laughing matter. We're in the midst of the greatest crisis this nation has ever seen.
You say